All right, guys, so I was literally bleeding money every single month. Over $2,900 going out the door for software that half the time didn't even work properly. Zapier was breaking constantly. I'd spend hours on the phone with different support teams, pointing fingers at each other, and my business was basically held together with digital duct tape. But then I discovered something that completely changed everything. I'm talking about replacing 9 different expensive tools with one platform that costs $97 a month. And no, this isn't too good to be true. I'm gonna show you exactly how it works, the pros and the cons, and whether this could save thousands of dollars for you like it did for me. And I'll also mention that this is the software that I always recommend to newbies, especially basically anyone who owns a small business and doesn't have an entire IT team. Now, if you own a huge business, you have multiple IT people working for you, you have like a full-time funnel person, then maybe this isn't for you and maybe you can find a better solution. But if you're a small business owner, you're a solopreneur, this is very likely gonna be the best thing for you. And I'm gonna talk about all of the features that make that true. Now, by the way, if you want a link to GoHighLevel to check it out yourself, and you'll actually get 1 month free if you click that link, then check it out down in the description and the pinned comment below. Oh, and I'm also gonna talk about my Frankenstein tech stack and show you how it's very complicated, very convoluted, and very expensive. And I'll talk about what situations it might be best in and which situations it doesn't work in. So check out GoHighLevel down in the description and the pinned comment below. All right, feature number 1 is document signing. So I was paying about $100 a month for DocuSign. I believe it's $99 a month to be exact. And we barely use DocuSign. Basically, it's only when we have like really specialized contracts for clients. And keep in mind, DocuSign, $99, GoHighLevel, $97. And GoHighLevel has its own version of DocuSign built right into it. Think about this for a second. DocuSign on its own costs $99 a month. It's a PDF that you can sign, and then you can email it to other people so they can sign. That's all. It's literally like a PDF contract signing software that integrates with email. That's literally all it does. And it's $99 a month. And I just can't believe it's not like $10 a month, right? I truly don't understand how these software companies stop other companies from coming in and just doing the same simple tasks for like 1/10 of the price. So GoHighLevel, for all of its features that I'm gonna be talking about in this video, just keep in mind, costs less than just one feature, which is document signing. And you get contract templates, e-signature captures, and automatic sending inside of workflows. And everything is integrated together. So instead of paying $99 a month for DocuSign, you get this included inside of a $97 plan. Wild. Feature number 2, all-in-one email marketing. And I'm actually gonna combine this with feature number 3, which is text message marketing or SMS marketing. But first, the email marketing. So I'd say this is one of the biggest parts of my software stack that costs an absurd amount of money, and that's ActiveCampaign. Now, don't get me wrong, ActiveCampaign is amazing. One of the best email marketing softwares out there. And a lot of pros love to use ActiveCampaign. But with my 100,000 subscribers on my email list, I'm paying $1,577 a month. And by the way, this isn't even their top tier plan. The price keeps going up as my list grows. Now, GoHighLevel has email marketing and advanced automation. And the automation builder is visual and it's easy to use. And you get unlimited campaigns and advanced segmentation. Now, is the email marketing as good as ActiveCampaign? Probably not. ActiveCampaign is probably best in class, but it's pretty freaking close. And when you consider the fact that you're getting to store all of this data without having to rely on a bunch of different zaps and all that kind of thing, is just automatically stored in the GoHighLevel platform, and then you can actually use that data to make actionable business decisions, you could argue that it's actually better than ActiveCampaign down the line. And for most people, let's be honest, it could absolutely replace ActiveCampaign. So instead of paying $15.77 a month, this is included with GoHighLevel's base plan. So that is a massive savings. Now, you do pay per email that you send, but it's less than $1 per 1,000 emails sent. So almost everyone is going to be saving a ton of money doing this, unless they're sending out a massive amount of emails. Now, the next feature that I already talked about is SMS marketing. GoHighLevel has phenomenal SMS marketing. In fact, some people would argue it may be the best in class. Now, in my tech stack for my main funnels that have taken me years and years to build, we were using Twilio for SMS marketing. But GoHighLevel has SMS marketing built right in, and you get native SMS campaigns, automation, and two-way conversations. So maybe I wasn't using Twilio the correct way, but we were not able to have two-way conversations within Twilio's SMS system. It was basically we just only send out text messages, and it was to remind somebody that they have a call coming up or something like that. Now, when it comes to the price, GoHighLevel is about 10% cheaper than Twilio because typically you're going to pay by the message that you send out. So it's cheaper than Twilio, and it has like 10 other features that Twilio doesn't have. Pretty good. Next feature is pretty obvious, but it is a sales funnel builder. Now, GoHighLevel sales funnels are pretty good, and they would compete against just about any other funnel builder out there. Now, my old tech stack that I still use for my paid ads funnel was ClickFunnels. And I do love ClickFunnels. I think it's a great product, but I was paying $214.73 a month for it. Now, I'm on their scale plan, and this is for funnel building and landing pages, but GoHighLevel has really good sales funnels just like ClickFunnels. They have a drag and drop editor that's very intuitive. There's tons of templates that you can use that convert really well. In fact, one thing I love to do is I actually have created templates for my coaching clients so they can just literally drag and drop the templates in and create a really good, fully functional funnel within a few hours. So when it comes to funnel building, I would say it's a matter of opinion, and it's probably just as good as ClickFunnels, but significantly cheaper. Oh, and ClickFunnels data analytics is super messed up and quite annoying to use, whereas GoHighLevel is much easier. So next thing that GoHighLevel has is a built-in CRM. Now, you remember how I was talking about how you can actually text back and forth with people from GoHighLevel? Well, that's something that I wasn't able to do using Twilio, which is quite annoying. And one of the things that's great about a CRM is to be able to manage all communication within one platform. Now, the CRM we use for my other tech stack and still use for my ads funnel is close.com. And we're getting charged about $588 a month for 7 users. Now, I think Close is a great CRM. In fact, it's probably one of the best CRMs out there for coaches, but it's very expensive and you have to have a ton of automations to connect everything together. Whereas GoHighLevel gives you a full CRM and everything is within the same platform. You get pipeline management, contact tracking, deal stages, the whole thing. Now, is it as good as Close? Probably not, but it's way better than ClickFunnels' basic CRM. And for most businesses, it's more than enough. So instead of paying $588 a month, this is included in the $97 plan. Now, you might be thinking, well, Shane, if you have 7 users on GoHighLevel, isn't it going to be 7 times more? Nope, it's still $97 a month, whether you have 1 user, 2 users, or even 70 users. Okay, maybe don't test it that much, but yeah, it doesn't change. And that brings me to the next feature, which is appointment scheduling. Now, on my Frankenstein tech stack, we pay for Calendly, and it's only about $16 a month, so not too bad. I'd say very reasonable for how good of a software that Calendly is. But with that being said, it's still quite annoying because, as I said before, we have to duct tape everything together with Zapier. This is tens of thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands of zaps happening every single month, and many of them end up breaking. So you get booking automation, reminder sequences, and it works seamlessly with forms and CRM. And when someone books an appointment, they automatically get added to your CRM and email sequences. So instead of $16 for Calendly, this is included. And it's a small thing, but it's more about the fact that you don't have to tape everything together with Zapier. It's all in the same platform, which is amazing. And speaking of Zapier, last month I paid over $411. And this month, I believe it's going to be over $500. And that's just to connect everything together, to make sure that we're collecting the proper data for my funnel. And the problem with connecting everything together with Zapier is it breaks a lot. And when it breaks, there's not really much you can do. And if you change one step in the process, you might just break all of the other steps, which sucks a lot. And when it comes to the data analytics, GoHighLevel is excellent, especially when it comes to making sales and marketing decisions. And the last feature I want to talk about that I think is absolutely amazing, and this was really the feature that sold me on GoHighLevel, that really made me take that extra step to start using them and start recommending them to my clients and students, is the 24/7 support that actually works. GoHighLevel has some of the best customer support I've ever seen. What you can do when you sign up to GoHighLevel is you can go into a 24/7 Zoom call, meaning if you have any issues at all with the software, which almost all the time that happens, right? I can't tell you how many hundreds of hours I've spent on the phone fixing software issues for my Frankenstein tech stack. It's going to happen. But when it does inevitably happen, if you have a Frankenstein tech stack, you're going to get on the phone with company A and they're going to blame company B. And then you're going to get on the phone with company B and they're going to blame company A or company C, and then they're all just going to blame each other, and a lot of the time the problem doesn't get fixed. Whereas with GoHighLevel, it's all in the same company. So not only are they going to be able to fix it, but they can actually look at your screen and tell you what to do, or even take control of your screen and just do it themselves, which is pretty freaking awesome. So you don't have to spend all day calling 5 different companies just to get some stupid Zapier fixed. And if you have any issues, you can log onto their Zoom, immediately get placed with somebody who can actually see your screen, not somebody who's talking on the phone and telling you what to do and trying to guess what's on your screen, and they can actually just fix the problem for you, which is amazing. If you are a solopreneur, GoHighLevel, no questions asked. If you own a small business, Go high level, no questions asked. If you are starting to have like 50 or above employees and you have an entire IT team that can just worry about your CRM and your tech stack all the time and make sure that everything's working perfectly and constantly monitor it, then you should probably go for the best in class tools and maybe even consider getting a CRM like HubSpot, Salesforce, etc. Because there will be more customizations you can do to optimize everything even further. But if you're a solopreneur, if you own a small business, Go High Level is an absolute no-brainer. Now, one other situation where you might consider using a best-in-class tech stack is if you're running paid ads and your margins are very thin. If you use the best-in-class tech stack and you do it the right way and you make sure all the zaps work and you make sure that it's always working and there's no zaps getting dropped, etc., it will likely perform slightly better. And when it comes to paid ads, that can actually matter a lot, especially if your margins are very thin. But for pretty much any other situation, let's just say you're, making YouTube content, you're advertising on YouTube, you're doing paid ads and you have really good margins, Go High Level makes a whole lot of sense. So like I said before, check it out. It's down in the description below. I also made another video talking about it. You can check that out right here, I think, somewhere up here. So yeah, go click here and check it out.